This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday 17 January 2019. In Manbij, Syria, a suicide attack claimed by ISIL causes at least 19 casualties. Among them, 4 U.S. soldiers are reported dead and 3 wounded. Since then, Trump and other senior officials have at times used more cautious rhetoric in addressing the Islamic State, which the Pentagon has said retains significant combat power, especially in eastern Syria, where it continues to hold territory. Hundreds of U.S. troops have been stationed in Manbij in an attempt to prevent extremists from regaining strength, and to foster stability in an area strategic to both NATO ally Turkey to the north and Syrian Kurdish forces, who have been the chief U.S. partner against the Islamic State. Dozens of people remain missing one day after a deadly attack on a popular hotel complex in Nairobi, according to the Kenya Red Cross Society. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta vowed authorities would pursue relentlessly those involved in the funding, planning and execution of the attack. In a televised address, Kenyatta said that multiple security efforts are underway to detect, deter, disrupt and defeat any terrorist operative or group. Sporadic gunfire could be heard from the scene in the morning after scores of people were rescued at daybreak as police continued what they called a mopping up exercise. 5 people are killed and 20 are wounded in clashes between rival militias in Tripoli, breaking several months of relative peace. A new round of clashes between rival militias in Libya's capital left at least 5 people dead, the country's health ministry said, without specifying whether the casualties were civilians or fighters. Hours before the fighting reached its peak, the United Nations mission in Libya warned against fresh violence in the capital as tensions rose between rival militias despite a September 2018 ceasefire deal. The United Nations support mission in Libya strongly condemns the recent military mobilization of forces in southern Tripoli, and is monitoring the situation closely, the UN said in a statement, warning parties against any breach of the ceasefire agreement. About 42,000 active duty Coast Guard members, who continue to work on essential operations, missed their scheduled paycheck Tuesday. This is the first time that United States Armed Forces service members have not been paid during a shutdown, or other lapse in government appropriation. He also announced a $15 million donation by Uzaya Bank, which serves military members and family, to the service's non-profit relief organization, Coast Guard Mutual Assistance. Senator Susan Collins, one of the bill's sponsors, said in a statement that hundreds of thousands of federal employees and their families are being harmed by the partial government shutdown. This situation is especially unfair for those who must work without pay, including members of the Coast Guard who continue to perform critical national security and life-saving duties without knowing when they will receive their next paycheck, she said. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi suggests that President Trump's State of the Union address scheduled for January 29 be delayed or use a drastically modified format due to security concerns related to the ongoing government shutdown. Secret Service agents and other federal law enforcement officers have been working without pay since the shutdown began last month. And House Minority Whip Steve Scalise, RLO, said in a statement that now more than ever, our leaders from both parties should all gather together in Congress to hear the state of our union from our president.